What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got the Week 1 preseason recap of the 2022 Chicago Bears season. The Bears got the dub against the Kansas City Chiefs in a 19-14 outcome and did really well in a lot of aspects of that game, but also had their flaws, as well as the play calling had their ups and downs as well. So I definitely want to go over that today, and here's how I want to actually approach it in this preseason series throughout these 3 games. I want to do a film room, first of all, where I go over the first couple of drives of the starting offense as well as defense, and then later some selected plays that stood out to me as well. And then afterwards, I want to do an overall recap of the game and talk about offense, defense, some MVPs, and these kinds of things. So with that being said, let's get right into it and get to the film room. So now we're in the film room, and let's start off with the game tape against the Kansas City Chiefs. I only have the broadcast version because NFL Game Pass, I don't know what they're doing. They're not actually putting out the coaches film. I don't know if they're do that for the preseason overall, but I looked up the Hall of Fame game, which is now obviously some time back already, and they haven't put it out for that either way as well. So I don't know if they will put it out, but I will work with the broadcast for this video. I hope that's okay, but I mean, it's better than nothing, guys. And let's get right into it and talk about the return game. And I mean, Treston Ebner was the kick returner. He was a specialist at that at college, so I loved seeing that. And he started off really well. I mean, we can rewatch that once again. Just displaying his vision, his speed, his elusiveness, bang, bouncing out right there. Great play by him, and getting a good gain to start off the offense with nice field position. And then we have the first offensive play of the game, and it starts off with a motion by tight end Chase Allen, who will actually receive the ball in the flats. And I don't know if that was a design play to him, but still, it was just, I think, a simple play to get him going, get Justin Fields in the rhythm, and just get a completion, even though the safety played it perfectly, went down into the flats and made the tackle, but still a 2-yard gain for nice yards. Also, I think Darnell Mooney was covered right there. He looks pretty much open, and I mean, if Justin Fields looked at him a split second earlier, he could have hit him right into the basket, but I think his first read was actually the tight end, so that's nothing to blame on him. You just see the corner blitz right off the bat just before the snap comes. You see him just turning towards right there, just as the snap comes, perfectly timed, turning towards the offensive line and just rushing the passer, so he could have hit Mooney right there straight up. But I mean, there has to be a safety. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think there's one guy here as well, 10 players, so obviously you have to have 11, so there has to be a safety somewhere there. So by the end of the route, as soon as he turns his head, bang, there would have been a guy. So that's the only open option that he has. So great find by Justin Fields, and good call by Luke Getsy to start off the game, just to get your young quarterback into rhythm. So now moving on to the next play, which is actually the first run, and you see a classic I formation with a fullback in there. You got a good protection. The offensive line for the game, just to go over that by now, Braxton Jones, Cody Whitehair, Sam Mustipher, Michael Schofield, and Larry Borum instead of Riley Reef. So that was kind of interesting, but I will definitely give you my thoughts on the entire game afterwards as well. As for the starting receivers, we had Equanimous St. Brown, Darnell Mooney, and Tajay Sharp, but just now we got 2 running backs and just 1 receiver being out, so only these 2 guys in the game at the moment. And I mean, if we look at that play, what happens right here is, once again, another motion by Chase Allen. So once again, that in and out motion, or not once again, but this time a in and out motion, going back out to just see what the defense is actually doing and what kind of a coverage they're in. And then you have Khalil Herbert right there. It looks like good blocks, but one guy messed up, and I think it is actually Sam Mustipher. He's not on his block anymore. This guy comes free, and also the linebacker, I think number 55 or 54 right there. One of the guys will make the tackle by the end. So just a better defensive play. Yeah, it's number 54 getting through the blocks and making the tackle on Khalil Herbert. So now we're already facing the 3rd and 6th, the first third down of Luke Getsy's career as a play caller. And what happens? Obviously, it will be a incompletion, but I mean, that's definitely not on Luke Getsy. I think the play call was kind of okay. So let's go into that play a bit more or a bit deeper. As for the routes on this play, it's pretty simple concept. If you look at it, yeah, right there, you just have 2 goes, bang, go from the outsides, and from the insides you have a pretty simple out route. But if you look at that right here, and I think that's who Justin Fields initially wanted to hit. I mean, his vision is definitely towards that direction. It's a simple play call, but definitely would have had a chance to get that completion for the first down. Good play call. Obviously, it's preseason, guys. We have to remember that those calls will be just simplified. They do all the basic stuff. Obviously, you don't want to show your entire playbook already in preseason, so don't worry about the play calling too much, but we will definitely get into some great play calls, in my opinion, and also some controversial play calls as well later on. But great read by Justin Fields. He would have probably thrown it to Darnell Mooney, and it would have probably been a first down. The problem right here was just Michael Schofield allowing the pressure against Chris Jones, and I don't blame him for that. One of the best rushing defensive linemen in the entire NFL, getting the sack on Justin Fields right there, bang. And just, I mean, a better play, a better player than Michael Schofield. Obviously not good, but it's just a great player making a great play. So now we actually have a 3 and out. Not great for the Bears offense. We will see how they respond later on. But now we have the first punt of the game with new punter Trenton Gill from his probably 17-year-old line and doing an amazing job pinning the defense inside the 20. And just then the defense making the tackle to pin them inside the 25. So great job by Trenton Gill, who overall had a really good game. And now we will, for the first time, see the Kansas City Chiefs first team offense, including Patrick Mahomes and all their stars, Juju, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, not really a star, but you know what I mean. Also Travis Kelce. They're really good offensive line, and this was a true test for the Bears defense. And I mean, in this drive where the first team of the Chiefs offense actually played, they didn't look too well, but there were some good glimpses in there as well. I mean, it was a long ass drive, 11 plays, 72 yards, over 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes was taken off the clock and ended in a score, just to say that right off the bat. But I think the Bears defense showed some promising things. They started it off with a play action to the fullback. So classic fullback screen right there, play action. The linebacker spied on it, kind of panic, and just look for the next kind of a guy that's available. He's still somewhat behind the line of scrimmage, behind the offensive lineman. Gets out in the flat. Jaquan Brisker travels with Travis Kelce. Obviously, you have to respect him at all times. So he travels with him, and he just gets wide open in the flat. So great play design right there. Nothing you can do about it. Bang. Hits him, and then gets a first down right off the bat to start off the drive, which is obviously great for them. As we just see Roquan Smith right here. He was on the sideline, so at least one good sign. As for the next play, first down, obviously once again you see the motion from the running back inside. You see a 3-by-1 formation right there. And what happens on that play is just bang, a great zone beater right there from the Chiefs offense. Perfectly placed, perfectly ran also by the wide receiver right there. You can watch it once again. Pressure, the D-line can't do too much about it. It's just a quick release, quick play, bang, and perfectly in front, behind Jaquan Brisker, who's obviously looking for the flats as well. Just away from, I think, Matt Adams, and just straight before Lamar Jackson. So great by the wide receiver finding the open grass. Nothing to do about it. Could have been a better coverage, probably, but it was just a great zone beater by the Chiefs right there. And you just see how smart their offensive play calling is. Definitely one of the best offenses in the league, no doubt. As for the next play, I think that's the first real good play by the Bears defense. And the player to watch right here is definitely Nicholas Morrow, who will shoot the gap right there And I mean, the defense line is just holding their blocks. I think even here you see Kairos Tonga taking on a double team to just make it easier for Nicholas Morrow right there. And he just shoots the gap perfectly and makes the tackle to just prevent them from getting the first down. So amazing, amazing play right there from Nicholas Morrow, one of our starting linebackers right there. And then on third down, I mean, classic 3rd-and-1 play, just a fullback dive, getting it to the fullback. Chiefs' offensive line is really good, so and the Bears' D-line just gets overpowered for the first down, gets a good gain of yardage right there, the fullback. As for the 1st-and-10, once again, this time a run to number 25. Is that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, actually? I don't know. Good stop, but way too late, so a lot of yards were allowed. So the defensive line definitely had problems in the run game early on, but I think later in that drive even they kind of figure it out a bit more. So let's just wait and see what happens. As for this one, play action, perfectly played. Linebackers are actually in a good spot, I think. The ball goes to Travis Kelce, if I remember correctly. Matt Adams in coverage. I think he does a good job, but by the end of the day, Travis Kelce is just the best tight end in the league. He gets open no matter what, so it's a tough cover nonetheless. So, I mean, nothing my boy Matt Adams can do about it. But great find by Patrick Mahomes. I think the pressure was actually there. You see Travis Gibson right here even getting a QB hit. So the pressure was there, but Mahomes just delivering, standing in there and hitting my guy Travis Kelce. And I mean, Matt Adams is an okay coverage, but I think if you put a guy like Dane Cruikshank in there, he will do even better. But I didn't see him yesterday at all. I think he was still kind of injured or considered day by day, so he didn't play. He would have been definitely a better coverage option for Travis Kelce in that situation. But at least Matt Adams made the tackle afterwards to prevent them from scoring right away. And then we have a I formation right there to the fullback. Passing play right there, small little play action, but this time great pressure by my guy Al-Qadim Muhammad, also Lamar Jackson in good coverage. Eddie Jackson is right there for the help as well. But what stood out in this play definitely is the defensive line. You see Al-Qadim Muhammad with a good pressure right here off the edge and also from the inside. I don't know who it was, but the defensive line with in general great pressure right there, and Al-Qadim Muhammad with the hit, I think even on the arm, that affected this play a lot and forced the incompletion. Bang right there, he hits the arm. And just like I said, forces the incompletion. Great play by Al-Qadim Muhammad. Love seeing that. So definitely one of the better plays by the first team defense on that drive. And then on 2nd-and-10, got a motion in from number 83. Handoff and great run stuff actually by the defense. So there you have it. The defense just stacking the inside on that inside run and just closing the gaps, making the tackle. So that was great by them. As for the 3rd-and-8, what does Patrick Mahomes do? Just Patrick Mahomes stuff, escaping the pocket and finding a open receiver downfield with a perfect pass. I mean, the pressure was okay, forced him out of the pocket, but obviously the contain was not perfect. You have him now outside, giving him the option to run or just to throw it. Quick little release and sidearm. And, I mean, it was really good coverage, in my opinion, by DeAndre Houston-Carson. Just Marquez Valdes-Scantling making the catch and Mahomes giving him the perfect opportunity to catch that away from DeAndre Houston-Carson. So just a better play, but good coverage by DHC. So definitely something to look forward to in that dime package. I think the Bears looked the best in that yesterday. As for now, we have the 1st-and-goal, and that's one of the more sad plays actually for the first team defense. Lamar Jackson, number 23 cornerback, 6'3", so good in my opinion. Showed out in training camp a lot, but couldn't utilize his chance, couldn't just use his chance right there. You see the running back running a quick little out route into the flats. A quick little route into the flats just as a check down, and Mahomes finds him. Good coverage overall. Maybe he could have hit that guy as well, but I think Jaylon Johnson was ready to be there, so he knew that. So he wanted to test Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, did the perfect thing. He was backpedaling right there, saw Mahomes turning, looking at it, already in his break, just ready to make the tackle. Lamar Jackson, great reaction, showing his speed. Bang, and instead of wrapping up, just trying to shoulder tackle him, delivering a big hit, and what happens? It's a running back, Isaiah Pacheco, really talented, stays on its feet, great balance, and gains a good amount of yardage, and Brisker's there to clean it up, but not the best play by him right there. Would have loved to see something else there, but I mean, it's unfortunate. And then you have just classic Chiefs, great tight end screen right there to the tight end Bell, faking the handoff, selling it nicely, and then you have just an incredible O-line that does a great job. Tight end pretends to block right there, then gets the ball, bang, and then you have just one of the best centers in the entire league right there. Wait, let's just rewatch that. It's just one of the best centers in Creed Humphrey. Obviously just second-year player, but so good already in his career. And I mean, if you have this guy right there taking on two blocks, I think that's Brisker and Matt Adams, or I'm not sure who was the linebacker right there, blocking both of those, and then Nicholas Morrow delivering a big blow on the tight end Bell, but didn't help anything, and touchdown Chiefs. So the Bears got kind of manhandled on that drive, had some nice comebacks, but just Patrick Mahomes throwing perfect balls on that drive, honestly, really good drive by him and the offense. And I mean, the Bears defense thought hard and did a good job. Just by the end of the day, didn't get any chances or did anything great. So now moving on to the next punt return, which is actually a kick return, by Trestner, which is a touchback, which is a good decision by him as well. Just sometimes, or with Cordero Patterson, obviously you always had the chance to get a kick return touchdown. But when you looked at like Jakeem Grant last season, he was good. He was even an all-pro. But at times, man, he unnecessarily took out punts and kicks. So nice seeing just a smart kick returner right there in Tristan Ebner. He had such an incredible game overall, nonetheless. I mean, what a beast. But now with the second offensive drive of this game, and I mean the Bears defense definitely got better throughout the game. So now the second drive, let's see what they're capable of. They started off with a run to my guy Khalil Herbert, who did an incredible job right there, bouncing off of the left tackle's shoulders. Like not literally, but just bouncing off and getting to the outside right before. Good blocks right there. Cody Whitehair kind of gets speed, so good play by the defensive tackle, like kind of forcing him to redirect. But the bad thing is he didn't redirect him to the inside, where usually inside linebackers are. He redirected him to the outside. So great job. Just sticking his foot in the ground, bang, getting to the outside and making some good yardage right there from Khalil Herbert. He definitely had some nice runs yesterday, just also some bad blocking at times where he couldn't do anything. So we see Braxton Jones, who is once again doing a great job in the offensive line. He definitely was a star in that game, but I mean, not flawless, as we will see by the end. So now, nice play design, play action, just getting a bootleg play with my guy Justin Fields, getting him out of the pocket where he is best at. And I mean, as you look like the options are not looking too good. Mooney is covered, Rising John is right there. But what does Justin Fields? Absolutely throws a heat ball, absolute fastball to Rising John to the sideline. Great completion to get at least a yard. Made the best out of the situation. So great play there by Justin Fields. As for on third down, I think it is 3rd and 4 now for the Bears. As we see Braxton Jones right there. I mean, he's just developed so nicely. We have 3rd and 4, exactly. And now what the Bears decide to do, 3rd down play. And that's probably the most beautiful play design that we have today. But I first off want to start off talking about the offensive line with that. Offensive line, perfect blocking. Khalil Herbert comes to help out the tackle Braxton Jones as well. And then insane catch by Darnell Mooney. We'll talk that in a second. But like I said, once again, really good job by the offensive line. Just protecting Justin Fields right here. Beautifully done, as you see. Lots of time for him. And on the left side, I think we had the coolest play design of the day, which was just a beautiful switch release. EQ was going first into the inside, and then you had bang the switch release with Darnell Mooney to the outside, perfectly executed. It creates kind of a natural pick, as you will see within a few seconds. Bang, right there you have that natural pick. Mooney gets open. It's just way faster than the cornerback. And I mean, how it ended up, that play was just absolutely beautiful. Foles with a great touch ball right there. Bang. And then Mooney going up, catching the ball, high pointing it, and just showing that he is a true number one wide receiver in this league. Beautiful catch. One of the plays of the day, no doubt, but beautiful play design by Luke Getsy as well. Bang, you see that switch release. Great done. Greatly done. Absolutely love it. And obviously, also great job by Equanimous St. Brown of running it the way he did, which is also just the dirty work on the field. And then following it up, 1st and 10. There we have probably, it's that play. I mean, I don't know what the refs were doing. That's definitely targeting or should be a penalty. I mean, Justin Fields is sliding. Good protection right here by my guy, Braxton Jones. So he still feels the pressure and gets out of the pocket, which is still great by Justin Fields. And then he's just running, sees he doesn't have a lot of time, slides, and then the man just bang, hits him in the head. I mean, that should have been called in my opinion, but love this one. Love how my guy Michael Schofield and Braxton Jones. I always get Braxton Jones and Larry Borum kind of like I don't know, think of one of the other. So nice job by them just standing up for the young quarterback right there. Love that. And then we have 2nd and 10. Bears decide to put a run into it, and I mean that was just, I don't know, not a great execution right there by the Bears. Just better defensive play. Offense didn't generate too much push, and there was no gap to go to like those other runs I meant earlier with Khalil Herbert. At times he just didn't have the blocks to do anything. And then on 3rd and 10, we just got a great play by the Chiefs defensive line once again, just well trained, putting up their hands. Justin Fields has nobody on the field. It's just a lot of deep routes. Maybe he could have hit right here. I don't know who that is. I can't see his number. Maybe that would have been an option, but he decides to go into the flat. And I mean, there's a chance. You got Khalil Herbert, a running back, against linebacker 50 right here. And I mean, you take a chance. You just go with the check down. That's okay. Maybe, like I said, this guy would have been open up here, but good decision by Fields. I'd take that, but just by the end of the day, a deflection by the defensive line, so well played by them. And then the Bears stall again on 3rd and 10 and are forced to punt. So we will see Trenton Gill once again now punting from around the 45, and just a great punt into the 13-yard line, exactly, it looks like. So great play by him, and I mean, he just looks so much better than Pat O'Donnell. I'm so happy we got him. He's cheaper, he's better, he's younger. I mean, just a great player for the Bears' future. As we now see the second Bears defensive drive, the Chiefs already have their starters out of the game, as it looks like. And now we have just Matt Adams, linebacker, who will play a crucial role on the Bears, as it looks like, with a great play right here. He reacts to the run fast, reads it also really quickly, and then just shoots the gap and makes a tackle from behind. Bang, beautifully done. Great run stuff right there. Good play. I mean, that's only 3 yards. I take that. Oh, it's 4 yards. I mean, that's okay, though. And then you have just a great design by the Chiefs once again to Sky Moore, who's obviously a great player as well. Jalen not with the best coverage, but he was in a zone coverage and dropping back, and just a great design by the Chiefs offense. So nothing you can do about that. As we now have a 1st and 10 once again a reverse play to Sky Moore, and that was beautifully done. I mean, a guy that really went underappreciated in yesterday's game, in my opinion, was my guy DeAndre Houston Carson, doing a great job shooting right in here and then going behind this guy's back and just making a tackle from behind on Sky Moore, who is a explosive and fast and shifty player. So a credible job right there, bang, from behind by my guy DeAndre Houston Carson. Great play by him, stopping a very explosive wide receiver there. So he really went underappreciated in my opinion yesterday. Like I said, now you have Isaiah Pacheco, running back, coming in. Classic running back screen, and beautifully defended this time by the Bears. So they really stepped their game up on the second defensive drive. You see Al-Qadim Muhammad going to the inside and just creating pressure and forcing the throwaway. And also that wouldn't have been possible if Matt Adams, who had a really good game in my opinion as well, if he would have covered the tight end and sniffed it out. Like, he really knew that, was waiting for the pass to come, and then Henne had to throw the ball away. So great play right there. See Al-Qadim Muhammad going in, and then Matt Adams covering the tight end, the running back, to just force the incompletion. So great job there by the defense. And now we have the 3rd and 7, where the Chiefs should actually stall. You have Chad Henne, who's actually escaping the pocket. Travis Gibson with some good pressure, but not enough. And the edge was not set perfectly, so he could get outside right here. But you have a young player that's so exciting to watch. Jaquan Brisker right there, shooting down the field, forcing him to slide. I mean, if he would have stayed up, he would have absolutely annihilated that guy. So amazing play by the young rookie, Jaquan Brisker. You're doing a great job coming down and just forcing the 4th down. And now we have the first punt by the Kansas City Chiefs, which will be returned, I think, by Daz Newsome, who I was super excited about. He did perform quite well, but as we will see in a second, the first punt return was really not that well by him yesterday. There he goes, the first punt. And then you have Daz Newsome dropping the punt and then even running backwards. I think we were in the 13 with that, and then we also had a block in the back as well, so we had to start on the 7-yard line. So that was a really bad special teams play. Not really on the entire special teams, just, I mean, Daz Newsome has to catch that if he really wants to have a chance at being the starting punt returner. Obviously, I think Velus Jones Jr. has the upper hand, no doubt, and he will probably be the starter, but at least as a backup, Daz Newsome would have been solid. And now to the last offensive starter drive that we have, which was really good in my opinion, actually. Obviously, it did not end up in points, but a lots to like in that drive, to say the least. And let's get right into it. We first off started off with a run with Khalil Herbert, not for a lot of yards right there. And I mean, the problem there was just, I wouldn't say there was a true problem right there. I mean, if you look at it, you got a double team right here on that edge guy. You got a double team right there. You got him locked up. You got him locked up. You got him locked up. He's not going anywhere because he's on the other side, on the other edge. So he's just pursuing, but Khalil Herbert is faster. Mooney got him. EQ is going to look for someone as well. Chase Allen is there to help. I mean, the blocks are looking really good, but the problem at the end was just simply, as you will see right there, the safety shoots down and just makes an incredible tackle. Great play by the safety, Deion Bush, former Bear. So glad seeing him balling out in Kansas City. As we have the 2nd and 9 right there, and that is probably the worst play by Braxton Jones yesterday. He didn't allow a lot of pressures at all. But there's the first time where he really struggled with a bull rush right there. As you will see, Mooney is in motion. And then you have Braxton Jones right here just getting bull rushed, and also Larry Borum with a very, very poor attempt to cut block that edge rusher. But you will see a very good play on that as well from another offensive lineman, which is Michael Schofield. He actually just redirects and catches that block that Larry Borum missed. So great awareness, field awareness by Michael Schofield there. So he had his ups, he had his downs, Michael Schofield, but that was a really great play by him. Just that time, Braxton Jones got pushed back into Justin Fields. Fields got hit while he was throwing. That forced the incompletion. But as you see, my guy Michael Schofield with the redirection and the block on number 8. But here is just Fields getting hit incomplete to Khalil Herbert. And now on 3rd and 9, we probably have the catch of the day and the throw of the day. I mean, even though we had that Mooney Fields connection, it is a play to Tajay Sharp. And I mean, Sharp, first of all, great job by Justin Fields. We will look at that in a second, but look at that catch. Oh my God. Beautiful catch by my guy Tajay Sharp. One-handed snack out of the air. But also just incredible job by Justin Fields. The offensive line was pressured heavily. As you see, the box is stacked and a lot of players are coming down to the line of scrimmage. He will get pressure, but what does Justin Fields do? The new Justin Fields, he stands in there. He will get hit. It's inevitable, but the guy just stands in the pocket and does a great job of delivering the ball despite getting hit perfectly placed towards the sideline, off of the hands or just away from the hands of the defender into Tajay Sharp's hands. And what an incredible concentration catch by him. And I mean, he's just heating up. He looked great in the last couple of training camp practices and really showed out in yesterday's game as well. Had 2 crucial catches, so nice seeing that. So now the Bears got a first down, and how do they follow that up? Exactly, with another first down. I think the play call there was okay, just the receivers were not open at all, honestly. So what does Justin Fields do? Utilizing his legs, seeing that there's nothing open, and just doing a great job escaping the pocket and getting the first down right there. I think the blocking was actually good, as you see right there. It looks like kind of a holding, but as you see, Braxton Jones has him under control enough for Cody Whitehair to help him, so he just generates a little what am I talking about? A little more time just for Cody Whitehair to come over and help him. So they got that under control. Borum has number 8 under control. The problem is just that here Michael Schofield gets beat. The pressure comes from the inside. And then Justin Fields, incredible job of getting outside the pocket and just creating something that isn't really there. Bang, great play. Let's watch it again. And just beautiful first down run. And then also afterwards, the awareness just to go outside, not going back inside and just risking any injuries. So now the next kind of call, it's just bad. Like, why did they film Sharp right there? But that's also a beautiful play call by Luke Getsy right there. The first and only action we have from Equanimous St. Brown. He just gets a reverse right there, fake handoff to the running back. And then the ball goes into Equanimous St. Brown's hands. And also the blocking on this play is really good as well. Equanimous St. Brown utilizing his speed. You got, I think, number 35, or I don't know, where is it, 31, Tristan Ebner. I'm not sure, with the block on him. Mooney with a great block right there. And then Equanimous St. Brown only has to outrun the edge rusher number 8. So he does a great job at that for a nice gain. So really creative and good play right there by Luke Getsy. I absolutely love that one. As then we have the, I think, second and 3. And that's once again a handoff to Khalil Herbert. And that's probably the most beautiful run by the offense, first team offense of yesterday. Beautiful block right there by Tajay Sharp, I think, gets the job done. You got Chase Allen, who is just blocking the edge rusher that is coming over there. And then you have the offensive line just doing a great job of sliding, like slide protection to the left, run blocking right there, and just getting a great and clean lane for Khalil Herbert to run into. Herbert finds the outside, bang, and gets a really nice gain on 2nd and 2 even. So great call and great play and great execution right there from the offense. As for the next play, you have, I think, a really good protection once again by the offensive line. You see Braxton Jones, left tackle, really got worked on by right there. It is, I think, George Karlaftis, the first round pick by them right here. But he does really good. Like, he stands his ground and still looks outstanding to me. And Justin Fields just looking for his check down right there too. I think it was Khalil Herbert, exactly, who is running into the flats. Problem was just Karlaftis made an incredible play and great effort right there, just getting his hand up and deflecting that ball. It was deflected. Khalil Herbert, I think, in my opinion, still could have caught it. I mean, he just turned around before even securing the catch, so that was a problem. But that could have affected it in some kind of way. But I don't want to make excuses right here. So Herbert should have caught it, would have had a nice gain on 1st and 10, even though just for a few yards. I mean, the safety's there, but Khalil Herbert can make a guy miss. So good read by Justin Fields. Just not a great play by Khalil Herbert right there. As we then go for another run with Khalil Herbert, this time it was really a outside run heavy day yesterday for the Bears, but there is kind of a first truer inside run, and Herbert once again with a real good job running the ball. Catching the ball was not the best day for him with that drop, obviously, but he made a good job right there. Great blocks in my opinion. Braxton Jones run blocking right there looks really good. You got tight ends right here blocking, and just a nice job overall by the offensive line right there. Great job by Khalil Herbert bouncing it to the outside and then getting a good chunk yards on 2nd down, which is great to set up a okay 3rd down try. 3rd and 6 right there. And this is probably the controversial call of the game, which a lot of fans disagreed with Luke Getsy right there, and I don't want to justify the move, but I think it was actually not a bad play call. And I mean, in the NFL, you have to surprise the opposing defense, the opposing play caller, and I think Luke Getsy made a good job at that with running it on 3rd and 6, and I think it could have been a 1st down if just the execution was better. And the big problem, in my opinion, was just one guy only on that play, and that's a player I've mentioned a lot today in the offensive line, Michael Schofield. And Schofield just, I hope I can stop it. I just missed it right there. But Michael Schofield blew up the entire play, in my opinion. I think, like I said, there would have been a chance to get it done. It was just him absolutely getting blown up right there on that play. I hope I can't stop it right there at the moment. I'm sorry, guys. But Michael Schofield was the main reason why this didn't end up as a good play, because if you look right there, now we got it. You see it right there. You have the offensive line right there, a triple team on that defensive lineman with also Cody Whitehair and Sam Mustipher already in the 2nd level, both on their way to double team that kind of guy here. That I think that's a linebacker, but could be a nickel as well. I don't know. Then you have Tajay Short, who's about to block that corner. You have the redirection of the edge rushers right there. And if Michael Schofield, who's already falling to the ground right there, doesn't get beat within a split second by the defensive lineman, Khalil Herbert can bounce it out right here and just get a good yardage right outside there or through that. And I mean, it was a good call in my opinion. Not perfect, but I think they kind of caught them by surprise, but just the offensive line did not execute. Michael Schofield, if he held that block for a split second longer, Khalil Herbert maybe would have gotten a 1st down. Also, that linebacker was still turned to cover Darnell Mooney right there. So I think it was not a bad play call. It could have been executed better, and I think then it would have been a possible 1st down. So I understand the frustration, but I think it was also not that bad as it looked like in the first place. And afterwards, the Bears stall after a really good drive, in my opinion. They moved the ball well through the ground, through the air. Just at the end, it wasn't enough. So still things to work on, and now we have the most beautiful punt by Trenton Gill in the afternoon, lands at the 5 and gets recovered by number 18 at the 2 to 3 yard line. So beautifully executed punt by our new punter. And I mean, he's just showing out. He's just so good. So now we got the 3rd defensive drive right there. So that's it for the first team offense. And now we got one more defensive drive to look into, as we have a great run stop right there. Obviously, kind of get pushed back, but still okay, only 30 yards. Joe Thomas in there as well, so nice seeing him. Travis Gibson really doing a great job of getting double teamed, and then a really good throw, honestly, by I think Henne to the outside on an out route to no, that's not Sky Moore. 84 for them. I don't know who that is. Just better throw and catch. I think the coverage was okay, could have been better. As for the 3rd and 1, the Bears will actually make a play, which was super nice to see. One player to watch there specifically as well is Kairos Tonga right here. He will just absolutely annihilate his offensive lineman right there. Perfect swim move. Bang, quickly gets behind him, already there to redirect him to the inside right there. And then you have the linebackers coming in. Caleb Johnson here making a play, as well as Joe Thomas, as you will see within a second. And just great play by the defense overall. Team effort. Loved seeing that. Bang, Caleb Johnson in there, and Joe Thomas pushes him as well. So great play by the linebackers, and they force a 3 and out. So with that being said, we now got the first couple of plays of the first team. We got through that now, and I mean, it was an overall good performance, I think. Nothing too great, nothing too outstanding, but there's something to work with, without a doubt. And obviously, we don't know the entire playbook yet. So with that being said, let's move on to the more specific plays that I thought were kind of interesting yesterday as well. So now we're in the second quarter with 8 minutes and 51 seconds left, and I want to look at that defensive drive because one player stood out, and you will see in a few seconds who that guy will be, but it is a rookie, and I mean, just incredible plays right there. But I want to look at the entire defensive drive right there. You have a great pressure by my guy, Travis Gibson right there, just not finishing it. I mean, not too much about that. Just bang, redirecting to the inside, and just getting 71 on a nice inside move and generating pressure, but not able. I mean, that was kind of a hold as well. I mean, that could have been called by the judges as well, but whatever. But still, great effort by Travis Gibson right there. He put some pressures up, just never gotten a sack or a tackle. And then a good scramble by the quarterback. As for 2nd and 6 now, we have a pitch play to the running back, which was well covered and tackled by Matt Adams. So great play by him right there, staying patient. There we have him reacting quickly around the blocker. Great job right there by him. Holy shit, that's a great play. And then threw out another blocker and then making the tackle. So high effort play by Matt Adams, who's really shining throughout this day or throughout this game. And now we have 3rd and 6 with Shane Bukele. I don't know how to pronounce his name. In the shotgun, searching for a player and hitting good old Sky Moore for 7 yards. DeAndre Houston Carson in coverage, and also Jaquan Brisker bang with another little banger hit. And yeah, I mean, now it really starts. Now my guy gets going. And it is no other than, boom, Jaquan Brisker. Holy shit. I mean, Jaquan Brisker was definitely one of the standouts. He already delivered a boom stick right there. And now he's blitzing off the edge. I mean, we can look at that play a bit closer as well. There he hits him, bang, and now the play afterwards. And that's something I love about him. He gets spread around a lot in that defense. You already see that. He's now coming off the edges to blitz with his speed and just with his, I mean, sheer will to just tackle everybody nearby him. That's kind of insane. And I mean, he's just such a good player. There he is, just pursuing from the backside, which is not always easy, especially if the run play is designed to go outside right there. But good play by, I think, Travis Gibson right there to attack him vertically, forcing him to go back inside. Couldn't make the tackle, but still a valuable job right there. And now you have Jaquan Brisker absolutely killing the guy from behind. Great play by the rookie right there. And I mean, that was just a Jaquan Brisker drive, continuing to impress. Right after that play, I think as well, we got now 2nd and 12. No, I think that's even on DeAndre Houston Carson, my guy. Yeah, that's true. You have DeAndre Houston Carson forcing incompletion. Once again, a really good play by the veteran safety. Just being in tight coverage. A bit of confusion there by the defense. But then just reacting to it fast. Great breakdown. Already reacting to it. Shooting down. And then boom. Hitting him from behind. Just forcing. Was it a completed pass or was it incomplete? I think it was incomplete. No, it was completed. It was for 5 yards actually. But still, great tackle and reacted fast to it. And then you have the 3rd down play. Not a lot of pressure right there, but the quarterback's still rolling out. And then He tries to find number, I think, 83 right there, which should be Danny Gray, but incredible job by the young rookie Jaquan Brisker right there, almost with the interception. You can look at it once again, reads it perfectly. I don't think there will be the replay in this version of the game tape, but you saw him just almost intercepting it, getting a great break on the ball, jumping that, and almost making the interception. It hit his hands, but great play by Jaquan Brisker. He really wanted that interception, but incredible play by him right there. And with that, let's move on to the next play. So now we're actually still in the third quarter, and just basically right behind that play, actually right behind that stop by the defense, we have a pretty good offensive drive, or at least couple of plays I want to look at, two plays back to back that were pretty nice. We got Trevor Siemian in at quarterback, and also still Tajay Sharp in there, and he's actually the guy that makes the great play within a few seconds. Offensive line, obviously now we have also Tevin Jenkins in there, so we see a bit of him, and I think he did a good job right there, especially, holding down that guy with ease. So really nice seeing that from Tevin Jenkins. I think he had an up and down day. Somewhat looked good in some plays. In some plays he also didn't look too good as well, but a solid day by him overall. And there you see him blocking, really nice job, and then great find by Trevor Siemian, finds Tajay Sharp. We even got the replay, just finds a soft spot in the zone, sits in there, and then goes up and gets it. Great catch by him. Big play. Once again by him, 25-yard catch. Only 2 catches, I think, overall for him, but 2 crucial ones that really gave the offense some real good burst and some good, juice to the offense. On the first play where you had that one-handed catch, afterwards Justin Fields straight up got the first down, and now what happens is also pretty interesting as well. One of the best players on offense yesterday, Treston Ebner, now with a really good play afterwards, just straight up afterwards after Sharp catch as well. We see him right there, straight up bouncing out to the outside. Offensive line doing a great job right there, just giving him room to run to the outside. The block is not perfect right there. I think, is that Chris Fink or is that Dante Pettis? I'm not sure. Is that, or is that a tight end? The number kind of looks like a tight end, but I don't know. But then you have Treston Ebner planting his foot, cutting back to the inside, showing how elusive he actually is, and just with a great play right there. Bang, going back to the inside, and oh my God, Dante Pettis actually recovered really well from that block. He's doing a great job right here blocking. Number 2, Ebner goes to the outside then again, and just incredible run, shows his shiftiness. Let's watch that again, probably the most beautiful run play of the entire day. And just perfectly executed. Like I said, offensive line does a great job. Dante Pettis back on the block after it looked like he would lose it. And just a 27-yard gain by my guy, Treston Ebner. And a great job by the offense of just generating 2 junk plays right there. So great job right there. So now we're into the third quarter already. Half is over, and we're actually with the first drive of the second half. We want to look at one play specifically, which happens at the end of this drive. So actually it's just 4 plays or 3 plays, only 3 plays. So actually we can watch the whole series right there. Chiefs start off 1st and 10 with a run pass option, RPO to Josh Gordon, who just simply drops it. Not great coverage there, but just bad play by the Chiefs offense. Then you have 2nd down, which was, I think that was ruled a incomplete pass by the judges, or was it actually? No, it was even. No, it was a incomplete pass. I think that was even. Is that the play that Matt Eberflus challenged? I'm not sure about that. Oh yeah, it is the play that he actually challenged, and he won that challenge. So nice seeing Matt Eberflus winning his first challenge of his NFL head coaching career. And then we have the play of the drive, the play that I want to get to, which is 3rd and 10, 14:48 to go, 23 seconds on the play clock. In shotgun, we got a motion in from the running back to the backfield. I think that's Gore is his name. I'm not sure. And now we have one of the plays of the day, which is by our rookie, bang, Jack Sanborn with the interception. UDFA out of Wisconsin with an incredible game yesterday. Lots of tackles. I think he led the team in tackles. And we have a great angle right there. I mean, good pressure right there from the edge. I don't know who it actually was, but good pressure right there. And Jack Sanborn just in great coverage. Now flipping his hips, bang, tight coverage all around, and making the catch, the interception right there. So Jack Sanborn with a great job right there with the interception. Amazingly done. Just sinking in his hips, bang, getting the catch, making a catch, which is not always easy as well, and coming away with the turnover to put the Bears into a good field position. And with that being said, we actually want to look at the next drive as well, because it is a scoring drive and a pretty good one as well. First off, we got a hand of to Treston Ebner that didn't look too good, and I don't want to in-depth analyze those things now because video is already way too long. But I mean, it's so fun watching this game and breaking it down for you guys. So now on 2nd and 10 after Treston Ebner was tackled by Leo Chanel for no gain, we got another handoff to Treston Ebner, who bounces to the outside and gets actually a good gain of 4 to 5 yards. Was it 5 or 6 yards even? 5 yards for Treston Ebner right there. I mean, we can look at that play once more. I think the offensive line is doing a good job right here. I think left guard gets beat. That's the only guy that really gets beat by the defensive lineman. But great job by Treston Ebner to bouncing it to the outside and gaining a good amount of yardage. As for 3rd and 5 now, what does Luke Getsy actually call for the offense in that situation? We got a motion by Dante Pettis, so to make it a 2-by-2 formation, and finds my guy Isaiah Coulter for a good completion right there. Patient move by Trevor Siemian, just looking at the options that are there, knowing that it's zone coverage, and Isaiah Coulter also with a very, very good route right there, just sitting into the open space and just catching the ball. I mean, he gets tackled immediately, but just perfectly placed ball by Trevor Siemian, and he actually looked really good yesterday, in my opinion. Trevor Siemian is definitely a capable backup that we have right there, and I'm glad we have him. So after that Isaiah Coulter catch, we will have another run by Treston Ebner that goes for only a yard. So we got fullbacks, Jake Tongs, or Tonges, I don't exactly know his pronunciation. Not a lot there. I mean, Leo Chanel once again right there. The other Wisconsin linebacker, not Jack Sanborn, playing out as well, or playing good football yesterday as well. And then you have another try of Siemian to find Isaiah Coulter, which was just great defense by the defensive back right there. I think that was Jalen Watson. And then on 3rd and 9, we have the touchdown to the one and only Treston Ebner, the Baylor Bear, with the first touchdown as a Chicago Bear. And what is he running? A plain and simple angle route. Out of the backfield, bang, bang. But Treston Ebner, we all know that has a receiving background. He knows how to catch the football. That's one of the things he's best at, and he just utilizes that to his advantage right there. Runs a good route, bang, amazing cut right there. Loses his towel even, and then just makes the catch and runs into the end zone for his first NFL touchdown. Absolutely love to see it. He's such a weapon, and I mean, for his 6th round pick, I absolutely love it. We once again want to look at that play though. Let's actually get that away. So there we have it. I think the receivers are running pretty simple routes. You got also Coulter coming in there, but everybody's locked up. And you got Deion Bush, former Bear, in coverage against Treston Ebner. And I mean, Ebner's just too good. Catching the ball, good ball by Trevor Siemian as well. And the touchdown for the Chicago Bears. First time on the scoreboard this season. And then afterwards, we tried a 2-point conversion, but couldn't convert it. But still, great play right there. We once again see it. Amazing cut by Ebner. Totally open. Fast release. Really put a fastball into his hands right there, Trevor Siemian. And just a great play by the Bears offense. Really nice call by Luke Getsy. I absolutely loved it. So now, guys, we've come to the last 2 plays of this quick little film room session. I hope you've enjoyed this, and definitely let me know in the comments down below if you want to see me do this a couple of more times, even in the season as well, to just analyze what the Bears are doing and how they are doing, and definitely just stay for the recap overall after this film room session as well. But for the last two plays, we first of all want to look at Daz Newsome's touchdown, which was a beautiful corner route by him as well. We see we have a bunch formation right there, and Daz Newsome is the player right here in that bunch formation. We also have Nazimba Webster and Dante Pettis on the field as well. And Trevor Siemian also with an absolute beautiful ball right there as well. So let's analyze this play real quick. So we have a beautiful switch release right there. Pettis goes to the outside. Just with a bunch in general, what happens often with that is just a switch release, obviously, but beautifully executed by the Bears right there. You have, like I said, I hope I can pause it at the right time. You have the switch release right there. You have Nazimba Webster going to the inside. You have Daz Newsome coming over, and then you have Dante Pettis going to the outside. So beautifully executed right there. Then you have the offensive line generating a lot of time. Tevin Jenkins, everybody doing really well right there. And then just Trevor Siemian letting it fly to the corner of the end zone and beautifully caught and placed ball to Daz Newsome. I'm so happy for him that he balled out yesterday and got that touchdown for himself. Great route, really utilized his leverage to the outside. The safety was inside, so he had leverage. He utilized it to his advantage and just got his speed. I mean, I have to admit, I didn't know that Daz Newsome was that fast, but he really looks fast this season. Last season, he kind of seemed slow to me at times, but he really has burst. And just great catch, great throw, perfectly placed ball. And, there you see the ball once again by Trevor Siemian. Incredibly well thrown. Beautiful spiral on that ball, and Daz Newsome comes down with it. So happy for him. And just a great executed play by the Bears offense. Also good design by Luke Getsy. And the next play I want to move on is actually just a couple of plays after with the Bears first defensive drive afterwards, which is a fumble recovery by who else? Jack Sanborn. The UDFA, like I said, balled out yesterday, got an interception, the most tackles, and a fumble recovery. The fumble was forced right there by number 43, I think is his number, DeMarquise Gates, which is the linebacker that we got from the USFL, who is a really experienced linebacker in these pre-NFL season leagues, and really balled out, was an all USFL team linebacker, really one of the best in there, and he forced the fumble, so also a great play by him right there. And then Jack Sanborn having the awareness, just lying on the ball as soon as possible, and a great play by him there. So the defense once again with the turnover, and the second and third stringers really balled out yesterday. So with that being said, that wraps up the film room session, guys. Like I said, I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely let me know down in the comment section below how you've liked it and what it was, or how it was for you guys. And with that being said, let's move on to the game recap. And starting it off with the offense, I first of all have to talk about Luke Getsy and how the offense looked in general. And overall, like we saw in the film room, it was not too crazy or too creative by Luke Getsy, obviously, because it's a playbook that you use in the preseason. It's very limited, and not a lot of big plays or creative plays will be shown. But we still saw, like with that switch release and that completion to Darnell Mooney, or just some good runs in there as well, or a end around, and some nice, like that Daz Newsome touchdowns. We had some creative plays and good play calls by Luke Getsy in that game as well. Was it perfect? Without a doubt, no. You had some controversial calls, with obviously the biggest one being that 3rd and 6 run play, but overall, for his first game calling the offense of the Chicago Bears, I think he did fairly well. And as for the offensive players, I think Justin Fields had an incredible day, really decisive, good decisions, really well in the pocket, had the awareness, knew when the pressure was coming, made a lot of good throws, was accurate, really put some zip behind the ball, had a quick release. Justin Fields is everything that was said about him during training camp and just really looked sharp. As for the wide receivers, I think especially Darnell Mooney and Tajay Sharp stood out to me. Mooney just absolutely looking like a wide receiver one. Also Tajay Sharp with some really clutch catches. And Daz Newsome also, I have to mention him, had that touchdown catch with a great route and that corner kind of route as well. So love seeing that. As for the running backs, Khalil Herbert and Treston Ebner, even without David Montgomery, looked like absolute great ballers out there. Had both of them had great runs and looked really sharp, so I loved seeing that. And the offensive line also with a pretty good day overall. Michael Schofield struggled at times without a doubt, and he has to improve, especially in the run game. He got beat badly at times. Also Braxton Jones with a really, really nice game on the other side. He had some problems without a doubt, and he's just a rookie. Nothing more to expect, especially from a fifth rounder who's now starting against first team defensive linemen in the NFL and really delivered a good performance yesterday. As for the rest of the offensive line, looked really solid as well. Just the only guy that I definitely don't want to see starting come week one is Sam Mustipher. The guy doesn't snap really well. The guy doesn't block really well. And he's just not a starting caliber center in this league. But I'm so happy that we have Lucas Patrick. And it seems like he's back in week one, so I don't worry about that. As for the offense overall, I think they did a good job, especially in that third drive of the first team offense. They moved the ball well and just had a good amount of chunk plays in there. They didn't finish, but that's okay. It's preseason. We just want to see small little progress and just see that the reports of training camp are actually coming through fruition and the actual games as well, and that definitely happened. So I'm happy with the offensive performance. As for the second and third team, they did an incredible job as well. Shout out to Trevor Siemian. He really balled out, really giving confidence into me personally and to a lot of guys out there as well, probably, that we have a capable backup if Justin Fields gets hurt, which obviously should not be the case, or hopefully will not be the case. And with that being said, let's actually move on to the defensive performance today. And the defense for me was interesting today. They absolutely got manhandled on that first drive against the Chiefs starters and did not look too well. But at the end of the day, I think they still had a really good performance overall. Obviously, if you play against Patrick Mahomes, it's okay to let them score. That's a high-powered offense that is going to score no matter what happens, no matter who they play against, even against the best defenses in the league. And I thought that the hits principle and just that hunger in their eyes was really evident today. You have Nicholas Morrow, who had a really good performance with the first team. Also, Al-Quadin Muhammad put a lot of pressures up today in the small period of time that we saw him. Travis Gibson was nice. He was not bad. Kyrus Tonga looked athletic and good out there. Really fought for every single inch and yard in that game as well. Then you have Matt Adams, who stood out to me as a linebacker as well, with a lot of good reads and stops and tackles. DeAndre Houston Carson was not bad. Jaquan Brisker, rookie, played outstanding today. Had really a series where he dominated the complete drive and just took over the entire game, which is so hard for a single defensive player to do, but he actually made it happen. Then you have also Jalen Johnson, who looked nice as always, and obviously then the backups that stepped in for Kyler Gordon and the other backup corners like Lamar Jackson. He did okay, could have made that play in the flat, but actually did not do it, so that's not perfect, but he's looking okay as well. And I'm just happy where the defense is at. Not perfect, obviously nobody expected that coming into that game, but a solid performance overall. So with that being said, let's move on to the last phase, the special teams. And I have to say, I'm absolutely blown away by the special teams performance today. Yes, there was that muff punt by Daz Newsome, which was not perfect, but especially Trenton Gill was outstanding to me, really putting out a lot of great balls yesterday and just pinning them inside their 23 times, which is absolutely amazing. His longest punt was 53 yards. He had 298 yards in general with 7 punts. That's an average of 42.6 yards, but that's a great average. He had some booming punts as well. Like I said, a 53-yard punt and just some really accurate punts in there. As for Cairo Santos, I think he had a really good day overall as well. Hit 2 field goals, with 2 field goal tries and also 1 extra point. So he acquired 7 points today, so big performance by him. Hit every single one of them. His longest one was a 47-yard field goal. And also for the returners, Treston Ebner stood out with the return just to start off the game. So I think a really nice job. And also just when Trenton Gill punted, the defense really made good tackles out there as well. So I'm happy with the special teams, and Coach Hightower is really getting it done with them. So with that being said, let's get to the overall summary of the Chiefs-Bears game. It's a 19-14 win. That obviously doesn't matter at all, but still, it was a great performance by a lot of rookies. Oh, and for the defense, I definitely have to add, I almost forgot him, I have to mention Dominique Robinson. Dominique Robinson with a great performance, had a lot of pressures, had a sack as well, so I was so happy for him. Definitely one of my favorite players on the Bears defense already. So I'm happy for him having a great performance. So I definitely had to add that as well. But overall, a solid game by the Bears. Not perfect by any means, but it was a test against the Chiefs defense, and they really balled out at times and showed a lot of good things. And with that being said, we come to the next section, which is the MVPs. And for the MVPs, the offense MVP is the one I want to start off first. And the offensive MVP for me is running back Treston Ebner. Ebner really made a lot of great plays today, had a lot of chunk plays, that 27-yard run, that great catch to get the first score, to get the Bears on the scoreboard for the first time in this game with a really nice angle route by him. And he just delivered a lot of good stuff today. That's why he is my offense MVP. Obviously, you could have gone with Justin Fields, Tajay Sharp as well. But for me, Treston Ebner stood out, and in preseason, you should give these titles to the guys that really have to fight. I mean, Treston Ebner is not a guy that fights for a roster spot, but still, he has to show a lot of things as a rookie, and he really showed out. So credits to him for having a great game. As for the defensive MVP, I think that it is kind of tough to say, but for me, at the end, it was Jack Sanborn, the UDFA, with an incredible game. Had a forced fumble, had a interception as well, had the most tackles with 7 total tackles, 7 solo tackles as well, so no assisted tackles, and a pass deflection as well to top that off. So incredible performance by Sanborn, and that definitely increased his chances to make the roster, which were already pretty high. So that's a great sign for him. As for a honorable mention, I definitely want to say Jaquan Brisker, who just single-handedly blew up that entire Chiefs drive at one point, which was absolutely incredible. So credit to him for having such a great game as well. He was definitely a candidate, or a strong candidate, for the defensive MVP as well. As for the special teams MVP, yes, there will be a special teams MVP actually. It has to be Trenton Gill. Incredible hang time with his punts, looked really well. All the defenders were already at the ball carrier before he even caught it at times. That was incredible. Managed to pin the defense inside the 23 times, and the rest of his punts looked really good as well. So just such a great punter to have, and he definitely deserves it for his first NFL action of his career. So now with the MVPs out of the way, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Definitely let me know in the comments down below if you like that format and how I actually do it. And also, like and subscribe if you like the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter. I have Twitter now as well, so check that out if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.